Spaghetti, pollo, insalatina e una tazzina di caffè. A malapena riesco a mandar giù. Invece ti ricordi che appetito insieme a te a Detroit.
Ciao and welcome to LIS Learn Italian Songs, Learn Italian with Songs. Io sono Pietro, the song translation guy, and today we are going to translate Spaghetti a Detroit.
And in the song you will learn quite a few words about Italian food, among other things.
Now, this is a funny song from 1967. It was written by Fred Bongusto and Franco Migliacci, and it was sung by many famous Italian singers including Peppino Di Capri, Antonello Venditti and Nicola Arigliano. Now, the reference to the city of Detroit is also a reference to another Italian singer which has been featured on the channel and who is Fred Buscaglione. Go and check out the video dedicated to him. I'll leave links in the description below.
Oh, and by the way, since I am mentioning more videos from the channel, bear in mind that this channel has, as of right now, more than 170 videos. So, with the exception of a few shorts and of a handful of videos about Italian coffee, Italian ice cream, and Italian biscuits and stuff like that, the bulk of my videos, 130 or maybe 140, are about Italian songs. So there might be the song or the artist you are looking for on the channel. Browse through the playlist, search for your videos and for your artist, and maybe you will find them, and if you don't find them, drop me a comment with your requests and I'll do my best to fulfill them.
But now let's continue with the translation. So the title is Spaghetti a Detroit, which means spaghetti in Detroit. Bear in mind that in Italy we say spaghetti with two T's instead of spaghetti or spaghetti. Spaghetti. Now, spago is a thread, like a piece of thread, and spaghetto is a small piece of thread. And let's have a look at the first line, which is spaghetti, pollo, insalatina e una tazzina di caffè. This means spaghetti, pollo is chicken, insalatina is the diminutive form of insalata. Insalata is salad, or it could also be lettuce, one of the two, it depends on the context. Insalatina is a small salad in this case. Una tazzina di caffè means a little cup of coffee. Tazza is a cup, tazzina is a small cup. Tazzina is a small cup. Di caffè means of coffee. Bear in mind that in Italy, whenever we say a cup of coffee, we mean a cup of espresso. In Italy, 90% of the coffee we drink, maybe 95%, is espresso. So much so that we do not call it espresso, we simply call it coffee. So una tazzina di caffè means a coffee cup of the Italian kind, so a small coffee cup. Tazzina di caffè. Second line is a malapena riesco a mandar giù. This means I barely manage to send down, literally. A malapena means barely. It is formed by two words, mala, which means bad, and pen, which can mean punishment, or, you know, it sounds like pain. Pena. A malapena, it means I barely or hardly. Riesco is I manage. Riuscire is to manage, to succeed in doing something. A mandar giù. A mandare means to send. Mandare loses the last letter, the letter E, because it's in a song, and sometimes we need to get rid of a syllable, and the easiest way is to get rid of a vowel. Mandare giù means to send down, so I barely can swallow. We could say mandar giù, in this case, send down, it means to swallow food and drink. Invece ti ricordi, third line, che appetito insieme a te a Detroit. Invece, instead, ti ricordi, do you remember? Ti is you, ricordi is remember. Che appetito. Che appetito means what? Che, an appetite, appetito. Insieme a te means with you or together with you. Insieme is together, a is to, te is you. Insieme a te means together with you. A Detroit, in Detroit. We say at Detroit in Italian. Guardavi solo me, following line. Guardavi solo me mentre cantavi Chinatown. Guardavi, you looked at. Solo is only, me is me. So you only looked at me, or you were only looking at me, mentre, while, cantavi, you sang, or you were singing, Chinatown, title of a song, Chinatown. L'orchestra ripeteva Shubidoo. L'orchestra is the orchestra. Notice that in Italian we say orchestra with the accent on the second syllable, whereas in English it's orchestra on the first syllable. Ripeteva, it means repeated or would repeat or was repeating. Shubidoo, shubidoo, it's shubidoo. Rimane solo un disco, and this is the last line of the verse, per tornare giù da te a Detroit. Rimane solo un disco. Un disco is a record. We can imagine that it's about a vinyl record. Solo is just, in this case. Un disco is a record, so just a record. Rimane is remains. Per tornare giù da te, to return. Per tornare. Giù da te means literally down to you. Giù is down, but in this case, when you're talking about going somewhere, just like in English you say let's go up there or down there, in Italian it's the same. So giù da te means down there where you are or where you were, a Detroit, in Detroit. So all I have left is record. And then there's the chorus.
Lola, ho fatto le pazzie per te.
And the short chorus is Lola, ho fatto le pazzie per te. Lola is a name. Ho fatto le pazzie literally means I have done. Ho fatto le pazzie, the madnesses. So I have done crazy things. Pazzie is something crazy. Per te, for you. So Lola, ho fatto le pazzie per te. Lola, I have done crazy things for you. Or the crazy things for you. Le pazzie. Ricordi che notti folli a Detroit. Ricordi, in this case, it's a question. Do you remember che notti folli? Che is what? Notti is nights. E folli is crazy or wild nights. So do you remember what wild nights we used to spend together? It's understood. In Detroit. And the following verse starts more or less in the same manner. So once again, it's very similar. It's spaghetti, insalatina e una tazzina di caffè. Now it's the same spaghetti, a little salad, there's no chicken this time, and a small coffee cup. A malapena riesco a mandar giù, just like before, I can hardly swallow. And then it proceeds in a slightly different way. It says, la gente guarda e ride. Non è stata insieme a noi a Detroit. La gente guarda e ride means the people. Bear in mind that in Italian, la gente is singular or uncountable, so we treat it as a singular. La gente guarda, the people watches, we say. The people watch, e ride, and laughs, we say in Italian. So the people watch and laugh. Non è stata insieme a noi. Non è stata, this that looks like a feminine singular is actually referred to the people. So the people, she has not been, we would say in Italian, referring to the people, but of course in English we would say they have not been. Insieme a noi means together with us. Insieme is together. A noi is with us, or a Detroit, in Detroit. Then it proceeds with a different chorus. It's Lola, pazzie che non farò mai più, ricordi che notti di follie a Detroit. Lola once again, pazzie, wild things, crazy things, che non farò mai più. That, che, non farò, I will not do, mai is never, più is anymore. So wild things that I won't ever do again. Ricordi, once again, che notti di follia a Detroit. Remember, do you remember what wild nights or what nights of crazy things in Detroit? The last verse once again begins in a very similar way, but it ends on a note of melancholy because he has lost his Lola, and it says spaghetti insalatina, una tazzina di caffè, same thing without the chicken as just like the previous verse. A malapena riesco a mandar giù, I can barely swallow. But then it proceeds with la gente guarda e ride, the people watch and stare, ma non piangi insieme a me, but they don't cry. Actually, people, we say in Italian, she doesn't cry because people is feminine singular once again, but they don't cry, ma non piange, insieme a me, together with me, per te Lola, for you Lola, a Detroit, in Detroit. And this ends this funny little song from the 1960s. You know what to do.
If you like this video, click like and subscribe.
But what I would like you to do the most is share this video with other people who share your same interest in the Italian language, music, and culture. I'm not on any other social media, so click away and share the links. And I'll see you on the next of LIS Learn Italian Songs, Learn Italian with Songs. Ciao!